What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. It is Friday evening. For some of you, it may be Saturday morning. Good morning, good evening, good day, whatever it may be for you. There we go. So I just recently was laying in my bed watching some TV with the doggo, and I got an alert that the schedule report was up, and it's not good. It's not good at all. I've talked about this previously on my channel. You know what these delays mean, and their communication and everything else. While delays are to be expected, and I understand where they are coming from for some of them, it does not make it any more viable for me to continue with this sometimes. So that being said, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the schedule report, and we'll look at the diff checker, and we'll go over all of that this evening, and then I'm gonna go over some other news that is more pertinent to the channel and everything going forward. We have Raffo B86, McScaff, Gerald Lopez, Demon Strip Salvin, Return Void. Welcome, guys. Okay, well, that's the thing, apparently. We'll just end that, I guess. Extra mediums, welcome. Will I play Star Citizen? Pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely. Maybe I might jump in offline and do a mission or two. But unlikely. And I'll talk more about that moving forward. If you're looking for the amount of hours and stuff you sent, there you go. So let me just get everything up here real quick. Thank you for being patient with me while I do this. Badger, good morning. Diff checker. Not get me closed. Also, I want to talk about Gamescom. Gamescom, CitizenCon, all that jazz. But yeah, first let's go over the schedule report. I won't be going over this again tomorrow. I will make this a VOD, and if you're watching this after the fact, I'm sorry, I don't want to go over it. I will explain more of that later on in this video. This is the 3.0 schedule report, and we're gonna go through, and it looks like there's been quite a bit changed. So the last update was on August the 11th. Let me bring this down a little bit. Bug progress. Okay, so before it was this. The battle between fixes and bugs rages on. The team made some notable progress overall, which can be viewed in our thorough progress section. After review, the directors felt the Crusaders' moons were still feeling a little underpopulated, so design has been working on more points of interest on the planet's surface, as well as aiming to try to include some additional mission types beyond the original number of proposed missions. So they're adding more shit because it's taking so long. Bugs fixed in the last week. Please note this is an overview of fixes made in the week and not a complete list. Now that we are progressing further along with our development for the biggest release to date in the project, this phase means we are very close to populating the various mechanics of our unique gameplay and experiences in our builds, and are now in the process of closing out our remaining bugs and polished tasks. Going into burn down phase means we can really focus on the key issues that stop us from taking the game to our Evocati testers and ultimately into your hands. These issues are prioritized between production, directors, and leads to help ensure that we can maintain the current focus on specific issues to get us to the next phase of our release. These numbers are also used to internally gauge the rate we are closing down critical issues. Our directors consistently review your overall gameplay experience and help triage these issues with production and QA. And as QA find new issues, we reprioritize with the team and assess our current must-fix lists. What you see below is a numerical representation of ISS or of issues the team are focusing on to close out or the burn down to get to an Evocati release candidate. We've decided to remove the aim dates for our releases and focus on the information below, which should give a more accurate look at where we're trending. Below you will find a chart which shows the number of issues that were resolved against the number of issues that were created, so you can see the progress of work we're doing on a week-by-week basis. However, as we've just entered this phase, we don't have enough data points to graphically give an accurate representation of our burn down this week, of course. So no more dates! That doesn't mean it's coming out in the next couple days. That means that I'm not playing Star Citizen for quite a while, is what that means. Bugs fixed in this last week. Crashes. So they've fixed all of these things here. I'm not going to go through all the fixes they've done. They've fixed a bunch of shit. They made an improvement to the overall frame rate. Basic ship security. Part of this work includes adding destruction for external ship doors to allow. I asked this the other day. Matt Sherman wasn't sure. Looks like they're adding this to it. Remaining work required for 3.0 release. Tasks that delay our target dates might cause the release or be excluded. Okay. I don't think they've excluded anything. I think they pushed everything out that they're going to be pushing out. I just feel like a giant jackass I just want to go on the record and say that I was completely wrong. And I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that I thought this was going to be out in March. And that even with it not being out, and I would still be okay with it if they hadn't if they don't just drop the ball every time it comes to interfacing with the community. You know, the community that is the ones making sure that they have their job are the ones that are funding this game. I think that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And not necessarily with what they're able to do or whatever with the game. It's not the game, it's the communication. The whole reason that this was added in the first place was because people wanted to see more of what was going on with development, right? The whole reason that the dates were important, the whole reason that they had the schedule report at all was because of this. And then now when they're going in and removing things out of that to sort of obfuscate some more information makes me feel like a giant asshole, right? Because at the end of the day, people come here asking for questions about the game. You know, they do whatever, and I do what I can to be realistic. I try not to be overly optimistic or overly pessimistic. I try to be real about sort of everything that's going on. And it does not feel like that's being reciprocated with the communication that's happened with CIG and myself. or the community in general. There's a couple things that I've known about ahead of time. Like they are still sending out streamers to Gamescom and CitizenCon, and that they've had those streamers chosen for a while, but have not released who they are yet, and haven't released with the Gamescom details. I don't know if that's changed since then, but this has been something that's been ready since March, which was the same as last year. And is, I mean, congrats to everybody who's going. Should be a good time for the one day that it is those things are going on. I know for Gamescom it's a several day event, right? I think they're doing the streaming thing over 4 days. At this point, I'm not going to be playing Star Citizen anymore until I have a playable 3.0 build. I don't even know at this point. I haven't decided about a couple other things as well. I don't know if we're going to continue the podcast until we have stuff to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. I'm the one responsible for building the dock. I'm the one responsible for putting everything together. I'm the one responsible for streaming it. I do need to talk to Board Gamer. I haven't talked to Twerk in about a month, so I don't know what's going on with him. But I do need to talk to Board Gamer before I make any decisions, as I don't think it would be fair to him. But from my perspective right now, is it would probably be best to hold off on that. I'm no longer excited for ATVs anymore. Now that they've moved out the studio report and focused on this burn down thing, which doesn't really tell us anything. And as you saw in the diff checker here, when they said that they don't even have the burn down report ready for this, so they're going to take away the information that they know in terms of what their best guess is for dates, even though we all know they're wrong. But they're going to remove that, and they're not going to bring in what the burn down report is. And it feels like they're nowhere near. Like, it's like, I thought for sure they weren't going to miss Gamescom. Now I don't even know if they're going to make CitizenCon. Yeah, ETAs are TBDs still going in this. ETA is the 25th of August. You know, I don't know. And there's nothing for me to do here. It's sort of, this is sort of it. So this is more of a make or break time for the channel, where I'm going to be playing everything but no, they didn't. No, why would they consult the community? It's not like we pay their fucking anything, you know. Why would they do that? Why would they ask us opinions on things? I'm a little bit salty. But so for me, I don't know what other major streamers that have been around for the length of time that they have. GMFO, what's going on? Thank you so much for the 21 months.
21. My sub can drink now.
There's who streams Star Citizen anymore? I might do like a quick recap at the beginning of the stream, but I'm not going to be dedicating all of my time to it. I have not been able to stream as much as I've wanted to. And I've just sort of been holding out for 3.0, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So moving forward, no, I'm not. I won't ever get a refund, Sullivan, because I know that that money was gone as soon as I put it in there. I'm an adult, and I'm responsible for my own money that I put in there. And it's not like I was uninformed of what the possibilities were. I won't be getting away from that. But I'm just gonna take a break from it. I'm not gonna give them any more publicity. I'm not going to answer any more questions about them. Because that's not my job. It's not for me to be in a position to try and back them up or help them up when they keep sort of being shitty with their communication. Yeah, I mean, Badger, I'm gonna be honest, my viewership has suffered significantly. Let's say like significantly. And it's more of the, oh my god, we're right there, it's right around the corner, it's right there, it's right there, it's right around the corner, it's right there, it's right there, it's right around the corner. So I'm not doing it anymore. So that is that. Gamescom details. They're gonna be streaming the 4 days. Who gives a shit? All your favorite Star Citizen streamers will be there. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't think there are any left. Yeah, because I think I mean, I'm sure there's other newer ones that haven't gotten burnt yet. But yeah, that being said, that's about as much time as I'm gonna sort of spend on that. But I am done playing Star Citizen until 3.0. I don't know if we're still gonna keep doing Throwback Thursdays. I don't know if the podcast is going to continue during this time. And let me get this out of the way. I love doing the fucking podcast. That is the one thing I look forward to every week. But I'm not turning it into the Burn Down podcast. So that's a thing. Yeah. Well, it's not for sure gone, Gerald. I need to decide on what's going on, and that's not a decision just for me to make anyways. I need to talk to Board Gamer, because he's there for the most part. But I am the one that does all of the behind the scenes work for it. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to continue playing Hellblade. If you guys are here for Star Citizen, I apologize. I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably going to want to take a break from the channel for a while. When 3.0 comes out, I will be back. I understand if you don't want to continue your subscription, if you have one. I understand that some people may never come back. I get that. But I have to be real with myself, and I have to be real with you guys. So we'll yeah, I know. I looked at the schedule report. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing other games. I'm gonna be playing oversaturated games like PUBG, CS:GO, Hellblade, and whatever else tickles my fancy. And I get that not everybody's into those things, and that's fine. But that's what I'm gonna be doing. I have to, for my own sanity. But that being said, I know there's probably a bunch of trolls here that are here to be like, oh, it's all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom. The game's not a scam. It's just the communication is fucking atrocious. That's all. That being said, let's jump into some Hellblade. If you want to stick around for that, fantastic. If not, that's fantastic too. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. And hopefully we will see you again soon. But I am jumping over into Hellblade right now. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. If I feel it's to get a rise out of me or for some sort of you know, ridiculousness, I'm just gonna skip it. In a sentence, what happened? The communication's just been shit, and everything has been told it's gonna be, it's, you know, it's closer, it's closer, it's closer, it's closer, it's closer, and then when it actually gets there, it's not yet. It's not yet. So that's what happened.